Alaska. Happy New Year.
It's a wildlife in the Great Lakes, the husband and wife on the homestead. There's nothing like living this wild. It's a wildlife. It's a wildlife. Life. It begins where the road ends. No back. It's a wildlife.
If you're wondering what this big box is and what the mess is, this is the new camper van heater made by Eberspacher. And this is going to be quite the job to put this in. I am not a technical person. Obviously, I'm in my kitchen. We're in the middle of remodeling this old house, this old country cottage. We have a lot of work to do in here. So, but it's wintertime in Alaska, and I need a heater in my camper van so we can go out and do some winter travel. And so I ordered this from an online website called Heatso, HEATSO.com. And I have to say it was one of the more positive experiences I've had online with an online vendor. A gentleman named Richard from that company was extremely helpful in helping me pick out the right heater for my van and making sure I got everything I needed in the kit. This is the heater itself. You can see it's not very big. Here's my hand. So it's about the size of a pair of shoes, maybe smaller than a shoebox. And this is the intake and the exit, and the fuel intake is here. This goes through the floor of the van and then out the bottom of the van and exits. This is where the heat comes out. So this is what it looks like. But more importantly is this. Oh my goodness. What in the world do we have in here? This is going to be quite the job. Instructions in German. I can't pronounce that. There is English, fuse holder. It came with the controller. That's what it will look like when it's installed. Little controller. Looks like this. And then a box full of parts. Massive and extremely intimidating wire harness. Exhaust pipe, or exhaust pipe with a little muffler. Mounting bracket that goes through the floor, so this will fit on this like this. So what we're doing is we cut one 4-inch hole through the floor, and this goes, and then this mounts in here. This really helps the install. This is a really smart move. We have some air ducting and then pieces to go into the cabinet where the air ducting will come out. Fuel line. It's all in here, and it's going to be quite the job, but I am excited to share the install with you. I don't know if I'll share every step of the install. There's more than enough of that on the internet, but I want to do is show you the first product and then the end product once it's installed, and then we're going to test it in the sub-zero temperatures of deep winter in Alaska. So much more of that to come with Living My Alaska. Let's get going. it's dark. We're trying to plug in the Espar heater. We're just about there. It's been a long day of Calvin working his tail off trying to get this thing installed. Massive amount of wires that came with this thing. Heatso.com was very helpful in getting me this kit. I just wasn't aware of how many little electrical wires came in the kit. And if you're not good with electrical, this is probably not the kit for you, but it's coming together pretty well. Calvin's trying to get a wire that goes to the fuel pump through the bottom of the van through a hole that's provided for other electrical. And as soon as we get that done, we'll plug everything in inside. You can see in here what we're doing. This is the back of the interior of the Sportsmobile. That's our inverter, transfer relay box, battery separator. This is the main bus fuse for the house batteries. When I say house, I mean everything that's not chassis, meaning not Ford chassis, Sportsmobile side. So all our lights in here, all of our appliances and such, right there. And this is our main fuse box for all of that. Plugging things in.
Right here, ready, set.
Yep.
Spooky.
This is a beautiful sight. I know it looks normal to you, but I'll show you why. Hear that noise? That is the sound of our new Espar heater firing up for the first time. We're testing it. I've got a temporary fuel can right here. This blue line is the fuel line, and we're going to run the fuel line to the back of the van, put an external fuel tank back there. But I'm really excited to see this. Come with me. We're testing the Espar heater for the first time. It's about 25 degrees here in Alaska. Beautiful December day. Come on inside. We've been installing the heater, and this is a beautiful sight. This is a powered up heater controller, and there's the heater right there. What I did was I pulled out the bottom drawer that goes there, and what I will do is I'll put that bottom drawer back in there, but we'll use the drawer face as basically, I'll no longer use it as a drawer or storage. I'll just use it as a heater compartment for my heater. And we have plenty of work to wrap this thing up, but I just wanted to show you guys, we've learned to celebrate little wins here in Alaska, little small wins, and this is one of them, that this thing is actually powered up and working. And I gotta tell you folks, it's blowing a lot of hot air into this van right now, even with the door open. So a little summary for you. Power we ran from right here inside the power box where all the fuses are for the van. We connected it to the Espar heater controller here, and the heater is running, and it's down here. And I think this is a perfect spot for this. This was built by Sportsmobile in the year 2012, so it's a little bit aged, but I believe that's the perfect spot for this heater because it's centralized. If you put it too far back, you'll have a lot of heat back here, but no heat up front. If you put it up there, you're gonna have some cold spots back here. And I believe that's probably the perfect spot right in the center of this van where heat will be distributed quite nicely through the floor and then upwards. So I can't wait to share with you the rest. We're making progress here with Living My Alaska. So we're setting up the Espar heater today. The longer term is Eberspacher, and it has power and it's running at the moment. Check it out. So I thought I'd share with you guys how we powered this thing, where we ran electrical to. That's some of the biggest questions I had when installing this thing was, where do I get power for the electric circuits? And then where do I get fuel for the heater? This is a diesel powered heater. This is a gasoline powered van. We did not run fuel lines to the main tank on this van. I just did not want to do that. I did not want to touch the factory settings of this van. So I'm putting an external auxiliary tank in the back of the van under the frame. But right now we're talking about electricity. So let's have a look at this. This right here is the fuse box for the Espar system. And we will bolt that fuse box somewhere right here. We powered the Espar. This wire here goes to the fuse bus. This is the main fuse bus right here for the van, which we call the house side. That's everything related to the camping part of the van, not the engine and chassis. So if I shut this off, all the power will shut off in here. So when I shut this off, it'll also shut off the heater for safety reasons. So that's how this works. If you're wondering what this is the compartment that holds our inverter for the battery system and some other electrical components. The batteries are at the very back of the van. And under here is our fuse panel. See right there, that's the fuse panel for the house side of the van. And so once again, the way we've done this is we've given the main power right here to the main bus circuit that connects to our battery system. It's protected by a fuse, and this goes back to the heater, which is right there, through this controller. And so this is just our first test run of this unit. I've been running it for about 45 minutes in here. It's about 25 degrees outside here in Alaska, and it's probably pushing 65 degrees right now in here with the door open. So I'm extremely excited about this. This will be a game changer for winter camping with Living My Alaska. All right, we're headed out of Anchorage. We're on our way to the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center near Girdwood, Alaska. Now, this is one of my favorite views right here. When you come out of Anchorage onto the Turnagain Arm, it's such a beautiful sight. And wow, I mean, we are New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to everyone. And we're in our camper van headed to the beautiful little town of Girdwood, Alaska. And this is going to be an interesting sight to everyone who doesn't live in the far north, because it's half frozen right now. And you can see just a giant sheet of ice out there sitting on the ocean. This is uncommonly dry. Very little snow for New Year's in Alaska. We'll take the sunshine for sure. Boy, that's pretty. Girdwood, 27 miles. So we've got the Alaska Railroad train coming up on us. That's always an exciting sight to see. Hope you can see it through the bushes there. Driving almost to the town of Girdwood, Alaska here. One of my favorite places in Alaska is this little town. And what you see to the right and in front of us is called the Turnagain Arm. It's a very scenic, wild place in Alaska. And welcome to Girdwood, it says. Right here by the highway is a famous little bakery called the Alpine Bakery. And it's a great place to stop for some stuff we should eat. Get some gasoline and some baked goodies. we have to head into town to Girdwood. We got to find a place we need to find a place to park to watch fireworks tonight. We'll go and explore Girdwood a little bit, and we'll take you with us. Driving in the beautiful little town of Girdwood, Alaska, as you can see the sun shining off those mountains. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's already getting dark. But gosh, that's a pretty sight. Just wanted to share that with you. We're headed to town for a little bit of groceries, and then we will do our best to find a place to camp for the night to watch the fireworks, so we can go in and out when we get cold. It's one of the great benefits of having a camper van is to park it right where you want to be.
Nice little Girdwood square.
Yeah. Give everyone a tour of downtown Girdwood. What's this right here? It says open.
That's the laundromat.
Oh. That raw market's pretty neat. That mountain, it's so pretty. Really nice little clinic they built here. Excuse me. I'm glad we got here before dark. It's just easier.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not finding the parking spot. That was it. The grand tour.
We're at the Alaska. Greetings from Alaska, Girdwood. New Year's Eve. We're van camping, waiting for fireworks. It's going to be a fun night. Can't wait to share it with you.
Not a bad place to be on New Year's Eve 2024.
You are correct. By the way, we're expecting auroras tonight, which I'm very excited about. If we get to see northern lights and fireworks in the same night, we might have our own fireworks. That's supposed to be funny. New Year's Eve, Girdwood, Alaska.
Yep.
This is our view for the evening. Not bad.
Not too bad.
Oh, this is cute. Mother covers. Very cute. Check this out. Yeah, I love it.
Forrest admitted to using stunt doubles in his movies, but only for the crime parts.
This place gets prettier and prettier as the sun goes down.
Uh-huh.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Lit up gorgeous.
Let me go get this fireplace.
It's a tree.
Dinner is served. We're waiting for fireworks. It's about 5:30. We're in Girdwood, Alaska, New Year's Eve. And we're having some ready-made meals, freeze-dried, and doing our best with it. Something simple tonight in the camper van while waiting for fireworks. So I am eating a freeze-dried meal that's supposed to be better for you. It's chicken pho. It's made by a company called Good to Go. And I've put Vienna sausages in it because it's chicken. And Dawn is eating Dawn is eating, what's that, honey? Some kind of noodles?
Chow mein.
Chow mein noodles. And it's surprisingly good on a cold night like this. It's not very cold outside. I guess it's in the 20s here in Girdwood. And so it makes pretty comfortable. I actually had to turn the Espar heater down quite a bit because it was getting too warm in here. It beats standing around outside waiting for fireworks. We come in here and eat and relax a little bit, watch TV. If they served me this in a restaurant, I would be pleased with it.
Really?
Yeah. I like the flavor quite a bit. And I would never know it's Vienna sausages they stuck in it. Okay, we're gonna eat some more. And we're getting ready for fireworks tonight. And we'll do our best to record those fireworks for you from Alaska.
New Year's Eve fireworks, Girdwood, Alaska. We're in Girdwood, Alaska. New Year's Eve 2024. Going to see the fireworks show. And the, what is it? Red light parade? What is
Yeah, I
it?
think it's called the Red Light Parade or something. Red Glow Parade. It's a bunch of skiers with red glowing sticks that come down the mountain in a big long stripe, and then some fantastic fireworks. So the lights are always on at night over here because this is one of the more popular spots in the nation for night skiing. Because in the winter in Alaska it's so dark all the time. So we just ski at night. Or they ski at night, I don't ski.
This is how it's done in Alaska. New Year's Eve Alaska style.
Counting them up there, there's 238. 238. I'm not. Happy New Happy New Year's from Alaska.
Happy New Year.
What you got there? I think we'll turn on some light.
Snuggie time.
Is that what it's called, a Snuggie?
It's a Snuggie. This is yours.
This is mine.
Yep,
This
time to
thing?
put it on.
Made by Polar, P-O-L-E-R. Interesting. So instead of bed sheets or sleeping bags, this thing is cool. It's like a sleeping bag, but the foot is open. And so you can pull your feet up in it, right? Or you can cinch it shut. And so when you need to get up and use the bathroom in the middle of the night, you can just pull it up. And then you've got arms that you can zip yourself into. And it's insulated, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's even got a hoodie. A hood.
Does it
Yeah.
have a hood?
Yeah. We just bought these recently at a store in the Girdwood Resort. And I came across, I was like, oh my God, it's brilliant. It's what I've been waiting on. Solve this camp bed problem. Sleeping bags get too constrictive and you gotta crawl out of the thing every time you want to get out of bed. But this baby is pretty sweet. And they come in different sizes. This is an extra large. It's really big. Oh goodness. Zip my arms in there. And this is how we're gonna sleep in the van tonight. We have heater. The Espar heater is working really well. We've got the generator running at the moment, trying to keep the batteries charged so when we go to sleep tonight, it's gonna be about 10 degrees out. Yeah, about 10 degrees out tonight, so we're trying to keep things charged up. And we bought these really cool slippers made by Rab, and they have hard rubber bottoms on them. You can put these slippers on, keep your feet warm and clean in the van as well. So we're learning this van life thing. We're getting to it in the winter in Alaska. Anybody can van life in Florida and Arizona. But you got to get creative when you come to Alaska. One other thing we like in here is these Rumpel blankets. Rumpel, R-U-M-P-L. And it's just a big puffy blanket. And I'm not even sure if I want to take it out. We might not need it tonight.
Probably won't need it.
But and they stuff away really nicely. And it's one of these blankets that we used to make that insulating wall right there that goes up to the driver's compartment. And that's keeping all the heat this way and all the cold that way. So we're gonna sit in here, make some food, watch some TV. We just went and watched some real fantastic fireworks for New Year's in Girdwood. And so it's time to camp for the night. And more excitement to share with you tomorrow. We're doing our best to capture auroras, some of the most remarkable auroras we've seen. I believe they are predicted to be Category 5 this evening. Girdwood, Alaska, it's about 1:30 a.m. Temperature is about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. And we should be sleeping. We were in our camper van, stuck our head out and saw the auroras, also known as the Northern Lights. It's an absolutely magical, almost a spiritual experience. And I regret the iPhone doesn't do it justice. We're doing our best to capture as much as we can to share it with you. It's Living My Alaska. Right now, look at this, guys. Oh, I've never seen anything like that.
Oh my gosh, look at this. It's amazing.
I've absolutely never seen anything like this.
Aren't you happy I got you out of here?
Yeah, you scared me. What a treat this is. Camping in Girdwood, Alaska, with some of the most remarkable auroras and northern lights I've ever seen. Oh, what a treat, everyone. This is why we live in Alaska, for moments like this.
Happy 2025.
Yeah, happy 2025. We're walking around outside in our sleeping bags. It's 1 a.m. if you're wondering. Yeah, I can just barely see you. It's 1 a.m. in Girdwood, Alaska. And we're running around in our sleeping bags as we stuck our heads out the window of the van. And this is what we get to see. And I hope the iPhone is doing it justice. This is Living My Alaska. Van camping was a success in Girdwood for New Year's. Dawn's putting away our sleeping apparel. She's still in her, what's that thing called? A snug pack, I think?
Snuggie. Oh, no.
We call it a Snuggie. But
Knapsack.
Knapsack, yeah, knapsack. It was a pretty good night. It was their first night really camping in winter camping in this new to us Sportsmobile. A little bit cramped in the back. I've got to make some changes. The Espar heater worked very well. So thanks to Heatso, HEATSO.com. Heatso.com and Mr. Richard at Heatso for selling that heater to me and giving me some fantastic advice and support all along the way. That was a new thing for me to install that heater, and I looked forward to working with them again in the future. They did not pay me to say that. It's just I like promoting people and products and companies when they do such a good job, and I appreciate that. But this was a success. We've got to expand the battery packs in this thing for long winter nights. And so that will be one of the upgrades in the new year, is expanding the battery system for the house side of this RV van, so we can go a lot longer without needing to crank that noisy generator. And we have so much more to share with you. We had a remarkable night of some incredible auroras, northern lights in the sky. And I have to tell you, that was more remarkable than the fireworks show. And I can't wait to share that with you as well from Living My Alaska. Condensation inside the van. This is what happens when warm air from inside the van and very cold air, like below freezing outside the van, creates this inside the windshield here. And if it was colder, this would all be a block of ice. That's a problem. If anyone has an idea from the van life world how you deal with condensation like this, please leave it in the comments or email us at livingmyalaska@gmail.com. I'd love to know. This is always an issue for us. We can start putting a cover in this window, an insulated cover, but it won't help. It'll still, make this mess. And anyway, just want to share that with you guys. Hopefully someone out there knows a solution. See you soon. We're headed up to the Alyeska Resort in Girdwood, and I always love this view. It's modeled after a Swiss chalet in the mountains of Switzerland in the Alps, and it's so pretty. That's where we're headed for breakfast. It's New Year's morning.
Welcome to 2025.
Just south of Girdwood, we're headed out for a drive today, scenic day drive. Welcome to Alaska's Kenai Peninsula.
Alright, honey, where are we?
We are just south of Girdwood, Alaska, January 1st, 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. We're just going on a drive, a little sightseeing tour. We're going up to what's called Johnson Pass in the Chugach Mountains, headed down to the Kenai Peninsula. And this is a really pretty area. Check out the scenery we're seeing right now. Killing some time today because we're staying in the resort tonight. I have some adjustments that we need to make to the van before we want to sleep in the van again. We had a really nice night last night, but I need to upgrade our battery pack to make some adjustments to the heater system for us to be more comfortable. And so we've decided to rent a hotel room tonight at the Alyeska Resort in Girdwood, and we've got what's called a twilight soak scheduled for the hydrotherapy spa at Girdwood. And it's a Nordic spa that's outside, and you can sit in the spa in the hot tubs under the moonlight. And it's going to make for a wonderful evening, and then we're going to lay up in a hotel tonight and enjoy ourselves. So that's why we're still in town, and then we head back to our little area of woods in Central Alaska tomorrow. I'm glad to share this with you for Living in My Alaska. Checking in the Alyeska Hotel, headed to the Nordic Spa this evening for a twilight soak. It's going to be a good time. Can't take the camera in there with us because everybody's in their bikinis. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Good morning. We are up and about, still in Girdwood. Had breakfast at a lovely little diner in downtown Girdwood. What was the name of it? Silvertip?
I think so.
Yep. They serve breakfast all day, which is one of my favorite meals to eat out. So I love the fact that they serve breakfast all day. And the food is amazing, so very good. We had breakfast. Sorry that we didn't show you our food before we scarfed it down. But now we are on the road. We are headed to the wildlife sanctuary just on the outskirts of Girdwood and hoping to see some animals today. It's not very clear today. The sun was supposed to be out, but it's a very heavy cloud bank, so it's kind of dreary today, but it's still beautiful. It's Alaska, so we're loving it.
What are we going to see at the wildlife sanctuary? What's
Well,
in there?
well, what they have and what we're going to see are might be two different things, but
We hope to see.
we've been there a few times. They have black bear, brown bear, caribou, elk, moose, wolves.
We've never been in winter. We've always gone in the summer and springtime, so I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like in winter.
Yeah. Oh, buffalo. Bison. A lot of
Yeah.
bison. Yeah.
Right. It's not really a zoo. It's a wildlife sanctuary, so it's not like a zoo where the animals are in little tiny enclosures. These are fairly large enclosures with natural habitat. Every animal that's in this sanctuary is native to Alaska. So you're not going to go in here and see a giraffe or an elephant or something like that. It's just Alaskan animals, and it's Alaskan animals that have been rescued for one reason or another out of the wild and put here and for either temporary storage or long-term, living conditions. Because it could be an animal like a bald eagle that has a broken wing. They'll bring it here and try to rehabilitate it and send it back into the wild. And they do a lot of research there on different types of animals. And it's just a really great place if you want to come to Alaska and see all the Alaskan animals in a semi-natural habitat. That's the place to go, because your luck driving down the highway and just getting lucky to see a moose or a bear are pretty slim, although we've done it. So anyway, we're excited to share this with you. We're wrapping up our multi-day adventure in the first of many, hopefully, winter van camping adventures in this van of ours. And we learned some lessons. We have to do things.
Yep.
And we're excited to show you more with Living by Alaska.
We were just talking this morning that this is the first real shakedown of a winter van excursion that we've done.
Yeah.
The Sprinter van didn't really allow that because it didn't like to start.
Yeah, the Mercedes diesel Sprinter in the winter, in sub-zero winter in Alaska, didn't do so well.
Yeah. But we're loving this machine. Just there are kinks that we have to work out with it as well. Looks like we're going to be replacing and improving or adding battery.
Yeah,
Right?
we
Battery
definitely need to
banks.
expand our battery banks in here. That means more batteries for the house side. So when we shut down at night and start to camp, we want to relax. We can run whenever we want without needing to crank a generator or worry about running out of battery power in the middle of the night, because our heater, although it's diesel, runs on battery power to run itself. And so when that battery power goes dead, we run out of heat. And when it's negative 10 degrees in Alaska, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. No,
And we want to be able to run our Starlink and charge our computers, charge our cameras, and do other things, run the microwave without too much trouble. So we definitely need to be expanding that battery bank.
So
Yeah.
more work to come, but it's all part of the adventure.
It's all part of the adventure, and that's we're going to make the van custom to us, what we want,
Yeah.
and not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right, we'll be there soon.
we'll be there soon.
This is the Alaska Wildlife Nature Center, and we're coming, mid-morning here, and I hope this is the time of day where maybe they're feeding and maybe there's not so many people here.
This big old bison
Oh, I
walking
know
around
it.
with snow on his back.
Probably feels good to him. Yeah, it says open. Okay, good. Hey there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to Alaska's Wildlife Nature Center. There's some moose. All right, we're getting suited up here, getting warmed up. And I have something to show you that is a bit of a game changer here in Alaska in the cold weather when you got to stand around outside. Let me show you guys something. This is a heated vest. Right here is where you turn it on, and it has a battery pack that you can charge. The battery pack looks like this. You can charge it and you turn it on. And I can tell you, it makes a really big difference on days like today. I can already feel it heating up. It'll make heat on my back and on my chest, and I think I'll need to turn it a little lower. And it really works well, and it'll make an outing like this much more pleasant for you. There's We've got some moose in a big pasture here. They're well fed. And those are young moose. You can see he's pretty small, but do I see little antler nubs on the little one?
On the dark one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Little bull moose. It's definitely a yearling. About maybe a year old.
So the bears have been hibernating since October?
Well, that's what he said. The black bear's been hibernating since October, but the brown bear is moving around.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been warmer than it should be for this time of year, and no snow.
No snow.
I'm shocked that the black bear is still in its den. Oh, muskox, that's the other thing that's here.
Oh, right. And there's some,
Right there.
isn't there lynx in here?
Let's go see. I think there's a fox and a lynx. It's a big bison hide.
That is a huge hide. Look at
Largest
that thing.
mammal in North America, the wood bison. Dense coat of warm fur. 2,000 pounds, 10 feet long. What an antler shed looks like. Antlers, every year they drop the antler. It's cool. So the stages of antler growth. This is interesting. It tells you how far away you should be from wildlife. From a bear, at least 300 feet. That's funny. 6 feet from human beings. Sure. 300 feet from a moose. Give them their space.
Not wave at him.
Yeah, that's right. Don't wave
From the front.
Don't wave at the animals. This is about the closest you'll ever get to a wild bull moose and live to tell about it. They're solitary creatures and they're not extremely friendly. But he's not so little after all, is he?
Hey, look, I don't think they're bulls.
Yeah, you see, they both have tines on their, their hooves, the rear tines. I always thought if you could see the rear tines, that was.
Hi, look at that face.
So that's a female, and that's a female. They're both cows. He's scratching himself on the fence. That's totally me in the mornings. This is a muskox. We have a nice herd of them here.
Muskox.
That is a muskox. Cute.
He's scratching himself on the rope.
What an amazing
Oh,
creature.
dude, I want your picture.
So muskox, if I understood this right, they have the warmest wool of any wild animal. Is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very expensive
Extremely expensive.
and rare. They make scarves. They don't make jackets out of muskox wool. They make scarves and head pieces and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Very small pieces because it's so expensive.
So all along this path through the sanctuary, they were kind enough to put up these informative plaques. It tells you all about the animals that are in each of these enclosures. And in this case, the muskox, which is something you'll never see in the wild because they live up in the Arctic. And it's very rare that we get to see these in a wild condition. And one of these days we'll go up to the Arctic and maybe get a glimpse of one of these in its wild habitat. But this is pretty good to see them here. Muskox were brought in from Greenland because they were hunted basically to extinction in Alaska. But they've rehabilitated the muskox here in Alaska, 1930. It says here that the muskox mother produces a half gallon of milk every day during the summer months for the babies. A half gallon a day, that's quite a bit. These things eat basically like cows. They eat grasses and willows and mushrooms and stuff in the tundra. It says here, warmest fiber in the world. The Eskimos and some of the other native peoples in Alaska use the underneath hair, the guard hairs, and the fibers known as a quivet. and they're very nice and very expensive. It's the warmest natural fiber on the planet. So let's go see the bear. So the brown bear is awake in this enclosure, and he's right over there. We'll see if we can figure out a way to get closer to have a look. This time of year the bears are very lazy. They don't move much. They should be sleeping. Oh, he went in the cave?
I think so.
Maybe he'll come back out.
He did not go in his cave. He is right here.
What we're trying to figure out is, does a bear poop in the woods?
Oh, stop.
Stop, she says. Cheesy dad jokes. It's another one of these situations. This is about as close as you're going to get to a wild brown bear and live to tell about it. And that's why I like the nature center. They should not be awake right now. You can see how slow. Is that a den right there? I want to see him bend. My wife loves wild animals. She just loves to take photos of them. This is the bison herd at the Wildlife Nature Center in Girdwood. And there's a little bison calf over here nursing on his mama. See if I can get some video of it for you. Baby bison having some milk from mama. So glad we could share this with you. It's a cold day. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon here because my mouth is starting to freeze. Chilly. Yes, it's about maybe, I don't know, 5-10 degrees outside. Calm winds. First week of January 2025 in Alaska. What are we doing? What is this?
We are on the side of the road, Turnagain arm, and we're spotted some sheep up on the mountain here, so we're going to try and get some footage of that.
Not tame sheep, right?
No, they're wild.
These are wild sheep.
Yep.
Doll sheep, I think. All right, let's go see them
Cool.
before they go away. It's just part of Alaska. You got to be ready to stop whenever you want. It's a winter day, January 2nd, I think, 2025. There's some wild sheep on the mountain. We want to share that with you. What a view today from Turnagain Arm, heading north into Anchorage. A fantastic little herd of sheep. Right there, all over the mountain. Herd of wild sheep right there on the mountain. It's Turnagain Arm. What a beautiful sight this is. Check this out. Oh, it feels better in here. Okay, we're headed home today. We've been in Girdwood for a few days, and we've spotted some sheep. There's a spot on the Turnagain Arm, which is just south of Anchorage, Alaska, between Anchorage and Girdwood. It's a beautiful spot, and there's often sheep right on the side of the road. But it's a busy little highway, so be careful if you spot wild animals and pull over to see them. But this is just part of van life in Alaska, and we're happy to share it with you.